let's get into it by starting out with a quote. I have absolutely no pleasure in the stimulants in which I sometimes so madly indulge. It has not been in the pursuit of pleasure that I have periled life and reputation and reason. It has been the desperate attempt to escape from torturing memories, from a sense of insupportable loneliness, and a dread of some strange impending doom.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been stepping it up with these quotes, my man.
Where do you make that one?
No. I find these. Okay. Yeah. I would shout them out, but I don't. The people's names. I don't know. They're irrelevant.
Uh-huh.
But thank you for whoever did this, and I will not take. It wasn't me. That's all I want to say.
Sounds crazy.
But yeah, but as it is, that's what I see, bro. I don't think. Especially when it comes to addiction. We all like to party and have a good time. But especially when it comes to addiction, I don't think we're seeking pleasure and a good time. We're seeking escape. We're seeking refuge from this life we live. That's why everyone likes to get drunk. Take you to a whole different reality.
I have a quote. Honestly, it's kind of funny you said that. I don't know if this is a good quote or not. Like, I literally wrote it thinking about addiction.
You wrote it up? It's yours?
I literally probably 4 hours ago, bro. And I was going to call Mason Platts and ask him about it. I was going to be like, hey, what do you think
of this?
Because I don't know if it's like... I don't know if it's reasonable or not, but here we go. Let me find it quick. Okay. Do you think people create motivations such as getting jobs, having family or kids to occupy space and thought inside their brain, that humans actually have no facts leading to importance of oneself? So do you think people like I guess this is not necessarily addiction, but like, do we create a motivation inside ourselves to escape the thought of our importance, which could lead to addiction? Clearly, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, that has to go back a lot on our episode that me and Reed had on purpose, and I actually like that you said that because I think, obviously the answer cannot be answered because that's, whatever. Yeah. But in my opinion, I think yes. Me and my dad were sitting down about a week ago, and we were watching some football. Mm-hmm. And we were watching football. We just came back from my sister's basketball. And I'm sitting there, and we're watching the Vikings game, and I said something like on the lines of, this is just a distraction. My dad looks to me. We don't really have too deep a conversation like that. Mm-hmm. He looks at me like, this is all distraction. All of it's distraction. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is our main objective? So the only one I disagree with is family, because that is survival. Yeah, exactly. That's survival. And I think having offspring.
Like having a family.
Like
the
whole
getting there to have a family.
I get what you're saying, but I think survival, and then therefore not just your individual survival of your species. So therefore having an offspring. Mm-hmm. I think those are the only two purposes on life. Yeah. And I think everything else, having a job, that's just fitting you into. That's a society saying, let's put you into this mold where you can help society continue survival, and then you're not a distraction to us. Exactly. But I think that's a good quote. Yeah. Again, it can lead into addiction because you don't understand your purpose. Exactly. And missing your purpose leads to some strange impending doom. What is what's the point of all this? That was another topic I had written down for one of them was what is the point of all this? It goes in with purpose, but what the hell is the point of all this? It'd be fun to sit down and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, but I had no fucking idea, honestly.
And I think that's why some people, hey man, you and me have had a conversation before, and I know how you stand on this, but I think that's why a lot of people reach to religion, man. Mm-hmm. and reach to whatever it is, whether it's their spirituality, whatever, because people fear the unknown and they fear lacking absolutely no purpose but survival. They're like, "Are you serious?" No, that's for the I'm forgetting the name, where we came from, the cavemen. That's for them. We're humans, man. We do real things. We get to enjoy life. We get all the better things in life. Mm-hmm. That's a good quote, man. That's a really good quote.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Let me start with the definition of addiction. This is Google's definition. Found it off Wiki.
All right.
Addiction is a psychological and physical inability to stop consuming a chemical, drug, activity, or substance, even though it is causing physiological and physical harm.
Bam.
Okay, so then if I think of that right now, I'm like, how many relationships are addiction, man? Hey, that woman hurting you, she making you feel bad, or vice versa. That man's beating you, and yet you keep going back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's addiction.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you hear,
Based off that quote.
I think it was like a Boston University. Like this kid jumped off a building because of his relationship. He was so controlled by this girl.
How long ago was this?
I think this was like last week. Yeah,
the recent one, and it reminded us of one about 4 years ago where a woman texted his. I've heard of that one. Yeah,
crazy shit. I don't think I could ever let someone get a hold of me that much.
Me and Age were kind of talking about that on the episode. This episode 19, 2 episodes ago. Yeah, man, we were talking about that. Sometimes some people relapse in relationships. You know what? You know what I don't like about relationships? What I don't like about relationships is when they become toxic. And the problem is when they become toxic, just like addiction to relationship is, sometimes those people don't freaking know it, and they justify by saying, "Oh, I just really care about this person," or "I just really love this person."
The sex is so good.
Oh, the sex is so good, without any regard for their own feelings or well-being. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might even know that they'd be better off without him, but
they just can't do it. And we won't get into it. This show, I've been getting really better at it. I just don't bring names or anything. But I got a friend right now specifically, and he's just so lost and into his relationship that he can't even see it's not well for him. It's not well for his well-being, and I really hope he gets out of it. But you know what? He's addicted. They always say. I always say that. They always say. I always say the most powerful drug in this universe is love. So I guess I can understand, man. People always say that, your love is my drug. I guess I could see how people get addicted to that. And you get addicted to that, what that person does for you, and how that person makes you feel. All those different things.
Good shit.
Yeah, good shit.
Good shit that could lead to bad or good.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Physiological and physical inability to stop consuming a chemical drug. Then that's all right. Because when it comes to addiction, people differentiate addiction and dependency. Based on this goddamn definition right here, I was addicted to marijuana for a long time, my friend. I blamed it off as a dependency, but now that I'm away from it for wait, what's the date? The 31st? Oh my God, we're over 3 freaking months. Hey, yo, you hear that, people? Congrats. We're over 3 months. We're over 3 months. I haven't smoked weed in over 3 months. Yeah, I remember I just stopped that on a random Wednesday, and now here we are on Halloween. Oh, really? Never mind. It's not Halloween. This is November 14th. Right?
Did you quit when you did that cleanse?
Yeah. It was on a random Wednesday, middle of the week. It wasn't no special thing. It wasn't no sober October. It wasn't anything like that. It was just straight up, boom, I'm done. I remember my roommate, Kale, he literally came up to me one night as I was at a party that next weekend. That's when you made that video. You're like, "Oh, Marsh." Oh, yeah, I was like, "Nah, 30 days. And he's like, "Yo, man," he's like, "For real?" He's like, "Mad respect. Just middle of the month, the middle of the week, just like
out of nowhere.
Whatever you want to do." Yeah, I just, whatever. And I wasn't
even going hard, too?
I was going super hard, but the thing, what even better was? I wasn't done. I threw the rest away 2 weeks later. I had it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just keep it." After 30 days. Oh, yeah. Got 2 weeks in it, and I threw the rest away. It wasn't that much. It was like a G.
Shit, if you're gonna be done with it,
get rid of that shit. Oh my God, I have some stuff in my safe right now that needs to be gone. Anyway.
Me and Jay were talking about it too. It's like, I forget what I said. I was like, dude, like I just want like one one-y. Like I just want to get high like once. I was like, but I don't want to buy a freaking bag.
I don't want to buy it because then guess what?
Fucking cheap. And if it's there, I'm smoking it.
And
then you get caught in that addiction phase where you run out and you're like, fuck, I want to be high again.
And how often do you do it? Because I do it too. And just people even let it get to me like, "Oh, we're young. We're college kids. We can do that."
I'm doing Sober October. This was like, I went out to the Blue Line with Sitchy, Abe's, and Jalen. We get back and I was talking.
Right down the road?
Yeah, down the road. And fucking, we were back at the place, and I said I was doing Sober October, and they just started dogging me, just making fun of me. "Oh, I'm doing Sober, I'm Joe Rogan." I was like, just giving me shit for it. And then we're drunk, clearly, so we're just bickering at each other, and Sitchy's like, "Why are you even doing it? You can do that later down your life. When you're like 30. Right now we're 20. We need to get fucked up."
We need to get fucked up.
And we're just dude, it was a stupid drunk fight. I wouldn't even say it was a fight, but yeah.
See, but I don't agree with that. I don't think you do need to be. I would if you would have talked to me 3 years ago in high school, I'd be like, "Oh, you fucking nerd. Yeah. That's all we do is get drunk, baby." But now that I'm sitting here, man, I really don't think you do. Going back to what you said, we'll save the surprise for a little bit later, but 2.5 weeks. We talked about 2.5 weeks. If you just drank or had a good time every 2.5 weeks, or every 3 weeks, or twice a month, you decided to have a drink. Especially at this age, no kids, no morning responsibilities, didn't have work or anything like that. What the hell's the problem with it, man? Like everybody knows young kids drink, everyone has a good time. But here's the thing that I got into. I would, especially with marijuana, right? I was finding gaps in between my days where it was a good amount of gaps where I was in town where I could go back home, or I was finding myself being late to class or late to work or skipping in general so I could partake in my addiction activity.
Okay. Yeah.
When you get into that's not dependency.
Yeah.
That is addiction. I not understand, but I get the dependency. If you're going to say dependency, if you wake up and you're like, oh, I get stoned in the morning, wake and bake, cool. But if you're changing your entire day, or you're even so smart, you're like, oh, I can't leave class or any of that stuff, and you're planning your schedule to make sure it lines up, to be like, oh, I got to make sure I have 2 smoke breaks in a day. I got to make sure I come home and have a drink with lunch. Whatever it is,
dude, that's
if you're aligning your day to fit your addiction, that's addiction.
Or even your week, dude. Like before Sober October, like by Wednesday, the weekend with the boys was planned to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Drink, smoke, whatever we were doing, When during Sober October, honestly, like the best thing that came out of it for me was like literally to go into a weekend sober, not having those plans. Because like before Sober October, if I wasn't drinking on the weekend, I'd be like bored as fuck.
Yeah.
I won't be doing shit. I'll be laying on my bed doing nothing, just bored as shit, bro. And the first weekend of Sober October, I was bored as shit, and like I had to come up with something to go do. So I went to my girlfriend's house, and they're all drinking. I texted them, I was like, bro, this is gonna be a night. I was like, everyone's drinking around me, and I had like one of the best nights of my life without drinking, and like it was cool as shit to me. Like,
see, with the boredom factor, I think one, it's a lot of mindset, and two, that's why it's not that I don't want to smoke weed again to be like, oh, it's gonna kick my habit, it's gonna automatically restart, or it's the fact that weed is horrible. What I really think it is, just like you said, I think it's mindset. What I think it is, if I smoked it, then next weekend I'd be like, that was so much fun last weekend. I gotta do it again, man. This is boring. Because if you forget it, I haven't done it for 90 days. I'm like, it's so out of my head. I don't even remember what it's like to be high. Yeah. I'm like, screw that shit. Now I find myself drinking a little bit too much. And now I'm just like, shit, that was fun yesterday. Let's do it again.
Yeah, dude. And like,
that's what it is.
With addiction too, you kind of find something to replace it, right?
You do. Oh my God, you do. Caffeine.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That shit saved me.
That's what I've been doing right now, but this is decaf right now. But dude, like probably 300 probably 300 milligrams right now. Dude, I'm trying to stop drinking again, and now I'm over here just taking 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'm like, hey, at least this fits my personality. I can get shit done all day. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm getting work done. It's like, no, bro, because then guess what? The nighttime comes, and I gotta have chamomile tea, which like knocks you out. And over here having melatonin. I'm like, are you serious? Guess what? So then I wake up groggy, and I gotta reboot it all the whole system. But going back to the fun thing, I think a lot of it has to do with mindset and it being so much fun. And then two, we are not just creatures of addiction, we are creatures of habit. And I really think a lot of the time it is, you're just so used to doing that, you just continue to do it. Like, for me, I've worked in 2 restaurants now. And both times that I've worked there, the managers, people who've worked there for a while, are like, hey, just a few weeks and you'll get to know all the regulars' meals, you get to know all their coffees, you get to know all their drinks, you can just serve before they even order. And I'm like, well, why do they do all that? And it's like, and both times from 2 different places, the managers say, we tend to eat what we ate yesterday. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's so right. I'm like, when I order from Panera, when I leave work, I get the exact same thing I've gotten every single time. Yeah.
I saw a tweet that said,
you're not addicted to that.
I saw a tweet that said, if you haven't been eating the same sub from Subway since you've been like 8 years old, they said you're whatever. You're crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was dying laughing.
You're not addicted to your maybe your coffee with your caffeine, but you're not addicted to your drink. I'm not addicted to a Chipotle avocado melt. If it wasn't on the menu, I could have something else. Yeah. We're just creatures of habit, I think, for a lot of it.
What you like.
Yeah, you like it. Yeah, and it's normal to you. Like, we like that. A lot of us, we all like it, honestly. Some of us like a lot, some of us like a little bit more, but we all like some practicality and predictability. We like that predictability. Okay, well, I've been here before. I know I like the Chipotle avocado melt. Oh, that turkey BLT looks good. I'm going to stick with my avocado melt because I know it's dank. And I want some dank avocado melt right now.
Especially when you're starving.
So I I try to sit here, and I know we're young, and there's a lot, and trust me, there's a lot of addictions and real addictions too, but I think a lot of it too, especially at this age, it's just habit. You're just so used to it. If you're not drinking, if you're this age in college, and you're drinking Thursday through Sunday, but you're not drinking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then it's pretty obvious you're not addicted. It's just you're so used to your habit. Oh, Thursday. I'm thinking about me back in the fraternity, back my first semester of school, so about a year, two and a half years ago. That's what we did. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, we drank, and that's what we did. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we didn't even think about it. Oh God, get that shit away from me. But all of a sudden, we all finished up our Thursday classes. No one has Friday classes. Let's keep drinking. Because what? It's just it has to do with your habits. Now I just thought about, you know why also too? And you said boredom. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we had no school. We had nothing to do. You know, maybe your morning homework, whatnot. Going back to your family question, you don't have a lot going on. So maybe you're bored. A boredom can maybe lead to a lot of addiction, you know, or lead to a lot of your vices grabbing. So when you get your family, that's when a lot of people stop, or you should stop unless you were really addicted to it. Because you have something going on. You have a daughter to take care of. You have dogs to go let up every morning. You have a baby to wake up every morning. You have some people to put to bed. You know what I'm saying? You're busy. So when you're busy, you don't drink a lot again. Yeah.
I wonder if you took I don't know, because there's people that are working and are busy, people that are addicted to shit.
That's true, and that's addiction though. That's addiction. I'm trying to figure out where the line is right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Is there a fucking line?
I think there is. I think it's a subjective line. I think it's to the individual. But again, I think the line is when you we already talked about it, recap. If you cross the line of manipulating your schedule, you're addicted. If you're manipulating your schedule to fit times for you to have breaks into doing your addiction, you're addicted.
Okay, so me and my dad had this so my dad's in prison, my biological dad or whatever, so we talk on the phone here and there. And this was last month. And I told him, I was like, Dad, when I get drunk, I don't drink every day, or I don't think I'm addicted where I need it every day. But when I drink, I drink.
I get drunk.
I was like, sometimes I black out and I don't even know what happened. And he's like, dude, same with me. He's like, when I was younger, I'd go out, I'd be having a good time, and the next thing I know, I woke up. He's like, it's a form of addiction. And I was like, what do you mean? And he went on to tell me, he's like, basically, you just don't know when to tell yourself to stop. You're doing something that makes you feel good, and you forget about everything, and you're blacked out, and you wake up the next day, you know. So that's something I also learned too. Is my addiction with alcohol is that I just go way too fucking hard when I drink.
Okay.
So
you're not. I'm not addicted. I'm not addicted to drinking every day.
No.
But I'm addicted to
the feeling it's
going
given me
and going and going
like
lost when I do this. Yeah. You know, going lost in the sauce when I drink the sauce.
Exactly.
It's over. Yeah.
And I've been I've done way too much stupid shit doing that.
And that's funny.
So I've worked really fucking hard to not do that. I slip here and there, but you get in there.
And I find that with a lot of things. Everything I talk about you know, the philosophy I'm into, the psychology, real estate, whatever it is, all these things that I'm about. And if I look back, my parents go, oh, so was I, or same am I. I think a lot of things are genetics and heredity. So I think, you know, especially with addiction, they always, I didn't write this down. I don't know. Do not quote me on this. But I believe I saw something before that said 54% of the factor of your addiction to alcohol has to do with your past beings, your grandpa, your mom, all the different stuff. So, you know, I really get that. You know, that's where I always wonder. I'm like, nobody in my family had a history of weed or even drugs, really. But
addiction
of addiction with weed or drugs. Okay. But I sure took into that. But again, too, I think why weed stuck out.
Did your family have any weird addictions?
Not my family, not my personal family. And I'm not trying to act like we're all goody goodies. We're all a bunch of drinkers too, you know, all the different things. But nobody was an alcoholic. Nobody was stuff like that. No one was having bottles in their car. Hey, you know what? Not that I know of. Let's just say that. No. Not that I know of. But I think honestly a lot of what started my whole weed addiction was the time we're in, the propaganda around weed that we're in. It's so weed, all rappers social do it. It's so cool. It's social media. It's so social, man. We all do it. It's so chill. It's not that bad for you. Because back in the day, it was horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You could not smoke weed. Jesus Christ.
7th grade, I remember we all looked at each other and said,
Yeah.
I won't say who smoked weed or who we heard about,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
smoked weed. But we're all
Oh
like,
yeah, he smoked weed. You're in middle school, dude.
way.
What are you
I
doing
never smoke weed.
with your little
never smoked
brother
weed.
who's smoking weed?
9th grade out of the pop can.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like, bro, if you didn't smoke your first hit of weed out of an apple or a pop can, y'all don't know what's going on, man. That's the real shit right
You
there.
didn't smoke weed out of an apple or a pot can. You're not a pot.
You're not a pothead. You're not. That was a TikTok, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
get out of here
You're
with
not
your
a
fucking
pothead.
dab pens.
Yeah, get out of here with these freaking dab pens. Yeah, that's true.
That dude was pissed.
He was
for
pissed.
real, though.
And he was a stoner.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
He literally, I'm like, you would be the guy to make this video, bro. You are a
Man.
stoner.
You know, stoners are the only people that get mad when people try to act like stoners.
Try to
Or
act
think that
like
they're more of a
stoners.
stoner. Or who can roll the best butt. Dude, I love how freaking mad people get about someone saying they're the best roller in the room. It's like, dude, who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck cares, bro?
I can roll a joint better than you. Cornell Myers. I don't even know if he'd want me to say this or not, but dude,
Young Thug.
I'd piss him off so much. I'd be like, dude, I can smoke more than you. Just say stupid shit like that. I was like, dude, I'd roll way better than you. And that kid would get so mad. Besides the fact.
Besides the fact.
What are some of your addictions you had?
Marijuana was one. And you know there's more. Caffeine, I've had that a time or two too, man. It was beyond, a dependency. Well, that's the thing though. Psychological and physical harm. That's what it's causing.
How about this? I'm throwing the boys under porn.
Oh, did you say sex? I was gonna say, yeah.
You ever addicted to that? I was fucked.
Yeah, but then again, going back to it, is that just the time?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm like, seriously,
When you
like,
hit puberty,
me and
yeah.
Reed have talked about it, like, once or twice a week now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hardly. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, maybe 4 a day. And yeah,
Ripping it up.
and yeah, let's not even. We're gonna have some funny, man. I'm talking. There has been porta potties in my history. There has been stalls, my friend. I'm not too good to admit it. Okay?
Bathroom stalls at school.
I was a tidbit, indulged in my activities.
So you think that was addiction, or you think that was an age thing in like the culture we grew up in?
I think that was too much testosterone for me to handle.
Okay, well-
I'm like, what is going on?
But do you think let's take our parents, my dad and your dad. Let's bring them back to like their 6th grade.
What up, Mike?
It's good, John. What do you think the statistics would be between like our parents and us?
Oh, way more now.
Yeah.
Way more now because there was no you had to buy a magazine, right? Get it all crusty, and then you had to go see if you had to get another one. Hey, that shit ain't real life now. Now,
But like they also
we can do it on our phones, and we're like we're there. We're like, you know what I'm
they
saying?
also didn't have like
Crystal
as much.
clear.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have as much things to get them to do it
Yeah.
to cause like addiction. You know?
Oh,
So I felt like they probably did it like way less.
Way
like,
less.
Way less. Probably like a quarter, bro.
way less. But I also think they had more sex than us.
Probably.
I really do.
Yeah.
Now, it's to the individual, but as a whole unit, way more. Well, they're just, every all the time you can get, man.
Bro, I grew up like fucked up, man. Like I was fucked in the head because I did it so much, like in 6th grade, and I was like, I'm the only one doing this shit because no one talked about it. No one fucking talked.
yeah,
I was
that's
like, dude, I'm like a terrible person.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like one of the only people doing this in the world. And I remember we were at lunch in like 7th grade, and someone fucking said it, and all the guys were like, "You do,
You do? All right.
And it was like a game almost. That's some funny shit.
But see, again, going back to it, I feel like, because reading this thing over and over again, I didn't think about this before, but then even though it is causing psychological and physical harm, was that causing you psychological or physical harm? No. But was it? Was it harming you from having real life relationships? Physiologically? Setting your mind like, why do I need to talk to this girl? Why do I need to go out and meet these girls, even though our species need us to do this at just 5? Because I can just go in a corner with Jane
Do it online
and get her down. You know what I'm saying? So why?
via Safari.
That it literally changes us. That's what I'm saying. They talk about now. This is nothing I will get into ever. They talk about now, like in the possibility, all these kids are gonna be starting with VR. They are literally going to be in there, and they're gonna go down to the store, look down at Spencer's, and grab those pocket pussies, and they're gonna bring it home, put these goggles on, and they're gonna be in it. They're gonna be good at it. They're gonna be like, whoa, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, that's and then they're buying these individual. No, we're not gonna get into that. We're not getting into that.
We got to do like a separate episode.
Yeah, we're not getting too deep into it.
On a different page.
There's so many people we know listen to this. They're like, what is going on right now? But yeah,
that's
maybe.
Good. I'm cool with it.
Physiological and physical harm. That's where it comes all down to. And going back to caffeine, long term caffeine overdose. Again, it's still 400 milligrams. That is, an average cup of coffee is 80 to 100. But the average is honestly 80. Sometimes it's 80 to 60. So that's like 5 cups of coffee a
For
day.
what?
To have like
The addiction?
not addiction. Addiction, there's no level, but like a dangerous amount of caffeine is 400 milligrams a day or more.
Really?
That's a lot.
A day?
A day.
Holy
That's a lot. But there is a lot of people who have that. They'll fucking take a cup of coffee for the morning and then fill up their entire fucking thermos, and they'll be gone all day in a tractor drinking 5 cups of coffee. You know.
What does that lead to? Like heart attacks or?
Well, one, caffeine addiction can lead to high blood pressure, high heart rate, so high pulse, and then 2, this is causing physical harm. Coffee does stain your teeth. You have nasty ass teeth and nasty ass breath. I'm right now. I'm volunteering in a retirement community, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, Dad. I'm like, some of these people stink. He's like, Marshall, I think their hygiene is up to it. I just allow them to have that coffee breath. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, where's the Tic Tacs at?
Dude, I swear the worst
I
thing
hate
was like when you'd ask a
breath.
teacher a question like during a test or something.
Well,
like, come over
the
there.
answer is this.
How's it going? And like you get that side wind fucking coming right here while you're done. And you're just like, fuck, I don't even want to help anymore. Nigga.
Oh, you're shitting out your mouth.
You don't even like look at her in the face. You don't want to.
You are literally
if you
shitting
turn
out
that
your
head
mouth.
backwards, you're getting smacked.
You're shitting out your mouth.
Coffee.
Coffee smack. Bitch.
That's good.
So let's get some more into it. Okay. So some addictions also involve the inability to stop partaking in activities such as gambling, eating, or working. In these circumstances, a person has a behavioral addiction. So there are chemical addictions, and then also it also talks about drug activity or substance. That's a drug activity. So there's also that chemical addiction, but there's also those behavioral addictions, which would be the porn, whatever it is. But a lot of them get into the number one addiction behavioral is gambling. Yeah. And then eating. Eating can also be chemical because it turns to chemicals. And then even working. Some people are workaholics. They literally do not know how to stop working because working is the only thing that gives them pleasure and the only thing that makes them feel sane or whatever it is in this world, or makes them escape from whatever shitty reality they have or think they have. Yeah. So the inability to stop partaking in activities. That was something I wrote about. I think about it because I've been a workaholic too. There we go. I've been a workaholic too. I was telling my mom about a few months ago. My mom, back when I was lost and I got high, it was when I quit marijuana and I got high. I was so addicted to being high. And then the school started and I stopped smoking. I needed something to do to take me away from the shitty reality. The only thing I could take to escape me from my shitty reality at that time was to work. And I worked all the time, dude. I would grab this laptop and go to coffee shops, go to the library, come back here, do it. I was doing it for 16 hours a day. Not even doing anything necessarily super productive, just distracting myself and working so hard so I felt like I didn't have to think about all these stupid things going on.
It's crazy. No, we'll talk about that later. That's kind of off topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Off topic. So, I'm probably like the king of.
That's all right.
That's the thing is, man.
It's addiction, but we rabbit hole, man. I remember one episode we started with talking about the finding your purpose, and we ended up talking about global warming. It's whatever you talk about, man. It's called a topic talk. We pick a topic and we rabbit hole from there.
Dude, I was nervous as fuck to come here today.
Yeah. A lot of people are.
Dude,
it's pretty easy, isn't it?
I've never been behind like a camera on the internet. I was like, shit.
Pretty easy.
I was like, I look good.
I look good. I feel good. Yeah, finally. Tomorrow's November 1st, so I finally get a freaking haircut. Because I'm so frugal, and I didn't have it in the budget for this month, and my hair is way too long. Way too long. But now I get a haircut tomorrow, so I'm going to do that. So, yeah, again, chemical versus behavioral. And, misuse versus addiction. One merely partakes within the act, and the other needs the act in order to make it through the day. That is a huge line.
Mm-hmm.
So the first line is, again, there you go. That's where that first line comes in. If you're manipulating your day, or you're manipulating your schedule to partake in your addiction activity, that right there is saying you need this substance or to make it through the day. So people's doing this. Here's one easy one everyone can relate with. You're at work and you have your coworker, and every 35 minutes or 45 minutes she goes, "Hey, can you watch the register? I need to go and take a smoke break."
Yeah.
That's addiction. Addiction is shit. Cigarettes and caffeine nicotine and caffeine are like the number 2 in my opinion. They're number 1 and number 2. So addiction, and everybody is addicted to it. But yes, literally scheduling when they can take the next break so they can go out and smoke. Mm-hmm. That's addiction. You are manipulating your schedule to make sure you can partake in your
I've had that. When I worked at Vector Furniture World, I think it was senior year, I was addicted to cigarettes for a little bit. I don't know if you knew that. Gross.
Probably.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
One.
Oh, shit.
But literally, I think I got on it too because everyone there was doing it. And that's how everyone took their breaks.
Yeah.
Like, every half hour they'd go smoke a cigarette. Just so they didn't have to do something.
First episode, Reed was in here. We talked about that shit. How you can't get 4 breaks in an 8-hour shift ever. No. But if you smoke, you can.
Yeah.
Like, hey, smoke break. Oh, yeah. Blah, we gotta let you. Go smoke. Oh, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Nope, hold it. You can squeeze that penis. You can hold it, baby. It's like you just let Robert go out and smoke 3 cigs.
Exactly. And then fucking people after their breaks, they'll come back, go to the bathroom, take the longest shit or piss ever. I don't know if you've had this experience, but when I worked at Becker Furniture World, dude, I swear every person I worked with, I did it a couple times too, because I was like,
well, you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Get your half-hour break up to 55 minutes. They'd come back, go to the bathroom, do whatever they got to do for 10 minutes, come back, get all their work stuff on, and then go take a cig break. And it was like a daily thing, so like, I guess that's your addiction, behavioral addiction.
That's what they try to do. They try to
I don't know if that might just be fucking laziness too.
It is laziness, people. I'm gonna say they try to squeeze as much time of the man's dollar as they can, man. It's like, screw you don't pay me enough. If I'm gonna be here for 8 hours, I'm only gonna work for 4. Again, misuse refers to the incorrect, excessive, or non-therapeutic use of body and mind altering substances. So again, that's always going back to like hard drugs. Addiction to me is a lot less than that. I was just gonna look at it now, like how many kids honestly this age are addicted to their phones. They could not live without it. I remember there were some girls in our middle school who came and they were grounded and they had their phone taken away from them and they were crying.
Oh jeez.
Over losing their phone.
I heard of that. Goodness.
That's addiction to me. Something you cannot live without. You need it to get through the day.
What's your screen time like?
Oh, I have been so good on that. My screen time, like honest to God screen time per week, or let's say per day, to be honest with you, is probably 30 minutes.
30 minutes a day?
Yeah.
Really?
I have nothing on my phone except for Instagram because you cannot post to Instagram on your computer. So Twitter and LinkedIn I have, but I have to post them on my computer.
Yeah.
I can't post them on my phone. And then I have Snapchat just in case every now and again if I want to Snapchat you boys. I don't look at stories. So same with Instagram. I will open Instagram. I don't have my phone at all in the first hour in the morning. So I'll open my Instagram an hour after and I'll post my daily, I post my daily stories on Instagram and I'm done. I don't do it at all. Unless I get drunk or I'm having a late night, I might scroll through Instagram. But honestly, if I had, my phone's recording. But otherwise, if you look at it, it's probably 30 minutes a day.
Oh my goodness.
I do not, and I don't text with people. That's amazing. I bet. I don't text people either. Like I'm an introvert. I do my own thing. I'm off my phone. I am off my phone.
Damn, that makes me feel like shit.
And if I post on LinkedIn, if I post on Twitter, if you see me posting on that, I'm posting from my computer. I did it today. I post on my computer. I don't have them on my phone.
Damn. My average is probably 2 hours.
I think what made me realize it, what made me actually do it was the fact that I saw my screen time for the first time. And 5 months ago when it first came out, I was like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was, being a social media guru and I was on the phone all the time. I'm like, dude, stop.
That.
Now, I always say too, if it is high at all, one is because I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I'm always in there changing. And then 2, for my delivery job and my job inspecting homes, I need to work on my phone.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why it's there. So honestly, if you would check non-productive things, it would probably be 15 minutes a day.
Yeah, mine's at 3 hours right now, but I didn't work today. I was bored as shit this morning, so I was on it a bunch. But I know some people that Pulled it up and it was like at 7 hours
7 hours.
a day, bro.
That's a lot.
Dude, that's a work day.
That's a lot.
That's like going to school.
Yeah.
Like, what the
I remember
fuck?
when I had a TikTok. There's this girl I followed. And she's like, my average is 9.5 hours a day on this. I'm like, I added up. I'm like, that's like 72 hours a week. Like, woman, you could be making some stacks if you put this towards some for real. But you're just over here wasting your time on social media. That's
Fucking
all these kids
bugging
are.
out.
Dude, they're all addicted to that stuff too, man.
People's visions are gonna go bad.
They're so addicted to that
Oh, you
stuff.
fucking know.
They are addicted to
Quit
it,
that
man.
shit.
They're addicted to it.
Like, I'm at 2 hours. That's not good. But like, I feel like I'm doing enough during the day where it doesn't feel like I'm on my phone all day.
And again, dude, I really think it is going back to escaping reality. I really think they find refuge
Oh my god,
in
dude.
it,
Instagram
and they escape
Explorer.
reality, dude. Yeah, dude.
I'll be on that bitch just.
It takes them away from the
scrolling.
reality that
I don't
they're
even
in.
know what I'm doing. I'm just
I know.
scrolling, bro.
That's
and then
what I
I
think
freak
it is.
After you've seen the same thing fucking 20 times, you just feel like shit.
Someone will be the guy and say, I'm well on it, but, I'm well on my phone now, but, I'm well on managing my phone now, but that's something I was addicted to once, too.
So are there good addictions?
Yes. That's something I had written down here on, because something you can't live without. So, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think there are, going back, now, no. I think there are good dependencies. They are not good addictions. Here's my example. I have been, in my life, both addicted and dependent on working out. I am currently dependent. I really need it to try and feel good, or I like it to feel good. I don't need it, but I only do it 6 days a week. I used to do it 14 days a week, or 14 times a week.
Yeah.
I only do it 6 times a week, so 6 days a week, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel rejuvenated. It makes me feel productive. It makes me feel fresh and blah, 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 blah.
When you were doing it at your max, was that more to be impressed? To impress?
Did you hear them backing that truck? Beep.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
These mics are insane.
That is
they,
crazy.
They didn't pick that up, and guys, that's all the way across the yonder, man.
Goodness.
We're just hearing them bap up. Anyway, so yeah, but going back to my junior year and senior year of high school, that was addiction. Because now here's my different.
Was it addiction to impress?
No.
That's what I'm asking. Like, were you lifting to like impress? Because like,
Well, yeah, my addiction was probably there, ego-wise to probably impress too. But the reason why I know it was addiction after the fact is because if I didn't have it, I would be irritable. I would be itching for a workout. I would be cranky. I would be mad. I would be mean to people because I didn't have my workout. But I get my workout in, I feel good.
oh, yeah.
That's addiction. And that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Me and Jack talked about it. Jack and Zena is one of my good friends. And when I went down to California, me and Noah Hoffman just talked about it too. How we both were addicted. Me and Jack talked about it. Me and Noah talked about how all three of us were addicted. We were addicted to that stuff, man.
to make you feel good.
Make you need it. You needed it to feel good,
Yeah,
man.
I do. Honestly, I
We would
remember
itch for it.
when me, you, and Jack had that recess thing. What was that class called?
Oh, mentorship.
Yeah, and we'd fucking skip, and
Yep.
you guys would go
Help
lift
with
all the
kids.
time. I remember Jack. I think he's taking pre-workout. I think he ate like just powder.
That's what we did, yeah.
And he's like, Frank, you should come work out with us. I was like, I'm probably just gonna go home and sleep or whatever. He's like, dude, it makes you feel so good. I remember like,
Jack, mighty cause. How you doing, brother?
what up, Jack? He's like,
He might be on here during Thanksgiving.
that'd be good.
I haven't seen it. In a
Haven't
while.
played guitar for you. Haven't played
Yeah, I know.
Flex.
He's been playing some stuff for me. That's pretty cool. That's a good
Yeah.
hobby. That's a good
Yeah,
hobby.
it is.
I want to talk about hobbies on one of these episodes too.
That'll be fun.
Hobbies, yeah, maybe it'll be fun. He's a good guy. So I'm gonna say my 3 here, but just quickly, and then you can kind of take off if you have anything. Why do you think we get so addicted? Life is hard. We need escapes. We need a boost, and then vices. Those are 3 things I written down.
Vices, describe vices.
So addiction is the act in partaking in an activity. The vices is that activity you partake in.
activity.
So cigarettes, booze, food, TV watching, phones. That's the physical action or the physical object that we
addiction.
take into. Yeah.
Um,
Why do you think we get addicted?
I just think they're they're enjoyable.
That's
right?
true.
You're not gonna be addicted to something that fucking sucks.
That's true.
Are you fucking crazy?
Or that you think is. Because remember, how many people think marijuana sucks? I think marijuana's great. They just think, oh my god, I freaking panic.
Well, okay, but check this.
So I think it is
Most people
subjective
that
to be
fucking
awesome.
Smoke marijuana and thinks it sucks. they've only smoked like 2 times.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And fucking their lungs aren't worked up to take down the smoke.
Fair enough.
That shit does suck.
Yeah.
No one loves when their throat gets burned or they're fucking green the fuck out. No one fucking
That's
likes
true.
that
That's
shit.
true.
If you're right,
But you had to figure it all out. Yeah.
exactly. Then it's fucking good. But if you're smoking like that, then fuck it. I don't even like that shit either. But where was I? Sorry.
Addiction. Why do you think you get addicted? Why?
You
said
joy.
Joy.
Yeah, that's like why. That's why I'd do it. I guess for me, it's joy. Except the blackout thing. I don't. I think that's been passed down.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the fuck I do that.
That's
I don't
why
even have an answer to that.
I don't know.
I don't enjoy that at fucking all.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I think about it.
But you do it.
But I do it. I
think that's a huge part of
maybe
addiction,
I do
too.
it because like I'm trying to drown out fucking life. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. That's a good question. Fuck. Kind of stumped me, honestly. Yeah, shit.
So going back, I think.
How about you?
Fun. I think it's fun. That's probably number one, and I think that's how maybe a lot may lead into it. When you partake in something for the first time, it changes your brain forever. It changes the way you think forever because you thought a different way. You can't unthink a way you once thought.
Or actually, like, painful as in the way, like, you're going through some shit in life.
And that's what I was going to say. Life is, and then number two is honestly, which it can lead to in the future. Because, like, I think a joy, it starts, you do it the first time, you're a newbie to it, you do it, you enjoy it so much, and then by enjoying it so much, it made me think differently, and then you go back to your Monday, and it's no more reality, and you go, this sucks, life sucks, oh my God, last weekend, this made me think about this,
and then you
this.
start getting into those thoughts of, after work, fucking
and then after that, the second thing would be, life is hard. You need some pain relief. You need some pain masking. Yeah. Life is hard. We seek refuge within these vices that we seek for. Whatever it is, man. Some people are addicted to watching Netflix. Some people are addicted to food. You know, it doesn't have to just be your typical drug you're thinking of. Some people are addicted to some normalized shit. Caffeine, coffee, and tea are normalized, but some people are addicted to that shit. They cannot live without it. They need it to survive through the day. And then number two was just, so I guess number three I had vices written down, but yeah. I think that's just the sole fact that it just becomes habitual. You just become so used to your vices, you actually are more normal
when you do.
When you're doing them. When you're doing them.
Wiz Khalifa and weed.
Oh, well,
Knees weed, Snoop Dogg.
And that's just because we know him well. But I know people in my daily life that that's what they need. That they're normal when they're like that, bro. They're cranky and they're mad when they're not without it, and they'll wake and bake or they'll
is that
get
sad
drunk.
or like?
I think it's sad as fuck.
Do you think so?
And the only reason I can judge that is because I was the same way, man. I was the same way, having work at 3 a.m. or 3:30 in the morning, only a mile away from my house. Getting up 30 minutes early, not so I can shower, so I could smoke my bowl, dude.
Damn.
So I can smoke my bed, dude, so I could be radical I could be open inside, bro. It's fucking pathetic.
Jeez.
I don't think it's sad. I think it's pathetic.
Do you, so do you think it's a bad thing to be able to say I'm not normal without weed?
Yeah. Damn straight it is. Because you know why? Here's one of my other ones is.
What if, no, that's a terrible thing.
Why?
I agree.
Because I think as humans, it's again going back to why we seek for religion, why we seek for a big answer. I think we're weak. I think human beings are weak. I think we seek refuge within our addictions, within our vices. We are creatures of habit, and we tend to do what we did the day before because we like the predictability. We're weak. Change scares us. The unknown scares us. We're weak, so we'll take the easy route. That's why people take the easy route. That's why everyone thinks they're better than everybody else. That's why they do cheap shot things when no one's looking. And that's why they cut people off, speed, all these different things because they think they're the most important and they're weak. You know, we're weak. I think we're weak. I think that's one of the biggest reasons, going back to the pain masking. I think humans are weak. We fear the unknown so much that we need to have some practicality in our life. That's why I think, honestly, a lot of relationships are done 20 years before they ever end because they just don't want to leave. Because why? I can't go out there and meet more people. Or I can't go out there. I know exactly what to expect tomorrow. It may not be good. We haven't had sex in 50 years. you know, whatever it is, man. Like, we're miserable. We yell at each other, but I guess we can be like humane enough to like just go through it. It's like, are you serious? We're weak. We're weak.
Yeah. Weak as shit. When I bailed out of Sober October, I felt like a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, you bailed out of Sober October. We haven't talked about that yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I did a sober month actually, I did a sober 30 days. It wasn't a month. A sober 30 days, and I completed, baby. Sober as heck. No booze, no weed, nothing. And then we tried again this October 2019. And we both
Dunzo.
we both
I think I went
smacked our face.
27 days though.
I did 5. I did a whole hand.
Damn.
And then it was at my parents and my dad had some whiskey in the rocks, and I'm like, all right, let's do this.
It was good. It was fun.
It was good to try again.
Actually, I wouldn't say it was fun.
It's good to try again. 30 days is long,
it's a
isn't
fucking test. Like,
it's long.
Like if you drink, smoke, or like basically drink or smoke. If you're doing anything else, just stop. But like, yeah, if you're drinking or smoking like consistently, like on the weekly, try going a fucking month. Like, see if you can. Like,
try going a week.
It's not like a bragging thing to say, because that's what a lot of people get.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, you just think you're so better because you fucking went a month without drinking. No, I did it to see if I fucking could. I thought I was getting a fucking week, bro. I was like, I don't know if I'm getting through the first fucking week. I thought I was gonna, bro. And the fucking thing that kind of kept me pushing through as I was like, I'd be home alone or whatever. I'd be like, I can drink right now. No one fucking knows.
No.
No one will fucking. And then I'm like, then who the fuck am I doing this for?
Then what am I doing this for?
Who am I doing this for? I'm doing this shit for myself. Like, can I do it? And that pushed me through most of my 27 days. Well, 27, half of 27.
See, I wasn't too disappointed for this time because last time I would have been disappointed. My first 30 days, I would have been disappointed. But this time, you called it. We talked about it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can still hear the beeping from the trucks. It's amazing. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I am not going to do this. There's no way. And when you were at your house, the third day in, playing Pong, sober, just doing things, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm going to get drunk this weekend. I just knew it. I'm like, I am going to get drunk this weekend, man. Dude. Oh, it's because you opened your freezer and we saw the Grey Goose and we were talking about it. I'm like, what I would do. Since I took that caffeine pill. Remember I took that caffeine and it was empty stomach. I'm like, this caffeine got me effed up, bro. I'm like, I could take one shot and I would be drunk. And I wanted it bad. I'm like, dude, I ain't going to make this. Yeah, dude,
and I felt that.
I didn't. I wasn't addicted to it, though. I was just like,
dude, October's such a shitty fucking month to do it, too.
Really? Why?
Fucking Halloween.
Oh, fuck Halloween, man.
Fucking Halloween. I don't know. Like,
we're over here.
I guess if you.
We're over here on this November 14th. We didn't go on a Halloween. Frick Halloween.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's like a bunch of shit.
A bunch of parties though too on the weekends and stuff.
This Halloween month. It's football month.
The football month. This Halloween fell on a Thursday, but next Halloween is gonna be on a Saturday. So, I guess no, because you'd have to wait all the way to the end of the night.
I think I'm trying to do like fucking sober April or
sober February, man. Yeah.
Dumb shit, dude. Like,
something stupid.
Especially when it gets cold out, bro.
Dude,
you can't go outside every day now.
Dude, you can't go outside every day. And guess what? That's one of the topics I want to talk about too, is staying happy during the winter and staying happy during the cold. But anyway, physiologically and psychologically, we as humans during the cold time, we start to crave carbs. Yeah. We start to crave chemicals that make us feel warm. So booze, another one too. And think about beer, that's straight up carbs. Well, all alcohol is carbs. The moment alcohol hits your blood, it turns into sugar. But anyway, we tend to crave carbs. So I think about it too. I'm like, dude, I always thought about it too. Oh my God, going back to high school. When was the time that you and I during high school got drunk?
Dude, fucking blizzard. You picked me up from Princeton.
Yes, I would say Thanksgiving and
I don't know why the fuck you drove to Princeton to pick me up. But
why did I? I did. You were at least what? I did.
You picked my ass up and literally I remember it was fucking I had a hockey practice and I think I had a fucking bottle in my bag.
I don't remember why.
I had a bottle for us to drink that night, I'm pretty
sure.
But
Thanksgiving and Christmas were the times you and I in high school went hard, and it's the same as what it was here. Me and Jack just texted me yesterday. Yeah. We're already planning for Thanksgiving, baby. You know we're going to do it, and then he'll leave, and you guys will come back on Christmas. We'll do it again.
Yeah. It's going to get stupid.
And then what happens? I always quit New Year's Eve. I always quit. I get blasted on New Year's Eve, and then New Year's comes and go, I'm going to quit drinking. And it usually lasts 4 or 5 months. I just go, nothing at all.
Nothing.
And then summer comes, and we have a little fun. We have little parties. It gets warm again. We start drinking a little bit. And I don't drink at all. All of a sudden, September, October, November, and December come. I get plastered. Shoot.
Fuck.
There you go. That's not addiction, man. That's just habit. And that's not even daily habit. That's like yearly habit. It's just when winter comes, Marshall drinks. It's kind of what we do. I don't know.
You gotta. Especially in this fucking fridge. I mean, who the fuck can live in a freezer and not drink?
Damn, dude, I don't like this. This is the worst topic we can talk about because I literally was like, oh, we're going to stop for a while, Marshall. I just finished the bottle last night. I'm like, we're going to stop for a while. And now I'm going to get to St. Michael, probably around 10. And I'm
fucking going home.
I'm going to go straight downstairs and probably have some whiskey. Don't shake your head. Screw me.
Nah, it's the same shit.
I don't want to do it.
Shit. I don't know. Like,
it's fun.
It's fun, but like, I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm thinking of like the good thing about it, like
shit,
bro. Like, this sounds fucking like an addict. I know it sounds like a fucking addict, but dude, there is nothing better than having like a fucking couple drinks by yourself when you're doing your own fucking thing. Dude, like, okay, and this might be weird too. I don't know if fucking people do this, but I'll fucking do my shit, and I'll be sitting in my room, music's playing quiet, I'm fucking talking to myself, checking my phone.
Oh yeah,
playing on my computer, just doing a bunch of shit, and I'm just I'm not fucked up.
Sipping.
Yeah, just had a couple sips, and I'm vibing. So it's probably the most fun I have by myself is when I drink. Word.
Okay. Something I just read here in my notes. This is backtracking off topic of what we were thinking about right now. But you asked, can there be good addictions? I don't know about that, one thing I wrote there's, I think addictions can be almost anything. I wrote down feeling angry, feeling irritable, or being itchy to do anything or to do something. You know, like we talked about, exercise was for me. I think people can be addicted to anything, man, because I think addiction has a lot to do with habit. Yeah. Going back to this, man, I think addiction has a lot to do with habit. So I think there are a lot of people who are addicted to being grumpy because when they're grumpy, it just makes them feel like them, and it kind of gives them a little bit of pleasure, even though it's really not. Like, you know, just like booze is not giving us real pleasure, but it really is. You know what I'm saying? I think habit is addiction, man.
What's the definition of habit?
Of a habit? The definition of a habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up.
So it's like basically
it's addiction.
It's addiction, yeah. So habits can be an addiction.
Habits can be a form of addiction. But then again, there are healthy habits though, right? Yeah. I'm a morning meditator. I'm a morning jogger. I'm a morning writer. I'm a morning this or that, or you know, I always do this every day. This very productive thing, or I'm you know, I'm a dude. Dude, I even think about like just you eat the thing you did. We tend to eat the things we did yesterday, dude. Right now, for the last 2 months, the thing I have to have every day, probably 2 of them, is salads. They're fat ass salads. There are a lot of salads, you know, chicken and tomatoes and, you know, onions and a bunch of different stuff, bacon and all these different things. But I love my salads because I'm not addicted to it. I'm just used to the habit of it.
Well, have you had days like you didn't have your salad?
Yeah, but nothing happened.
No. Nothing.
So there you go. Addiction maybe has a lot to do with withdrawals too. Try it without it for a few days. Boredom is not a withdrawal. So if you feel bored if you feel bored and you're not drinking alcohol, you're not addicted to it. But if you're over there just like, I don't even want to get out of bed. I just want to lay here and oh my god, life sucks. And you have bad thoughts. Yeah, that's probably a withdrawal from that alcohol, bud. Shit.
Yep.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you wanted to pull up?
I don't think I have anything. I think I did all my.
Anything else you wanted to run through? We're talking about addiction. We're talking about addiction. Yeah, this is what I do to pass the time.
Yeah. This should be.
Shut it up. Shut it up.
How do you go about telling people that they have an addiction?
Okay. See, this is where it comes down to. I talked about this with Pittman and Reed once. You have the feel-good friends, and you have the real friends. Feel-good friend will tell you anything you want to hear. You don't have an addiction, man. You good? Yeah. Or you're not that mean. You're good, man. Or blah blah blah
don't
blah
worry
blah.
About it.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. And a true friend will tell you the goddamn truth and cut it right out your freaking throat and just make you feel bad for a second, but It's trying to make you guys draw deeper together, and it's trying to help you as a person. Yeah. How do you go about it telling somebody else? What do you think?
Fuck.
It's first, everything I always say about anything, we talk about it too. I don't remember which episode I talked about this on. We talk about it, coming at it humbly and gently. It's definitely that way. Hey, man, I love you, bro. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about something. Do you have a minute to talk about it? Oh, yeah, I got a minute to talk about it. Hey, you've been doing a lot of this or that, blah, blah, blah. You know, this, that, and the third. Oh, really? Oh, well, I just like it because of this. Or it's like, well, and then you just kind of lead into that. I think number one thing is coming at it, you know, with some respect and humility and kindness, man. Just come at it with some kindness and some love. Some love.
Yeah, bro. I guess I've never.
But when is it your place?
Dude, true that.
And who is it within your place?
Because, like, someone could be close to you, or you could be close to someone, but they're not that close to you. You know
That's true. That's true.
Like, maybe you're a friend of them, but they're a fake-ass trick-ho.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that. And if you say some shit like that to one of those people that, like, don't care about you as much as you care about them, they're going to throw you.
A huge reason why. One guy that got me to stop was a few months before. He didn't realize that, but he told me that me and another friend of ours were addicted to marijuana.
Yeah.
He smokes way more marijuana than we do. And I couldn't say that to him because I thought of him as a really good friend. I know he didn't think me the same way. So I never said the same thing to him because he doesn't think he is. So he told me, I took that to heart. And he was respectful about it. It was along the lines of this. He's like, well, why do you always get the little amounts? Why don't you just get a bigger amount? And we'd be like, well, because I always be like, if I had a bigger amount, then it's there and I'm going to use it. I just want a one-y. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you're addicted, this or that. And I'm like, I think you're right. If I can't control having that amount there around me, then yeah, I think you're right. I may be addicted to it. But he was close enough for me to tell me that, and, you know, straight up, you know, blah, blah. But even though I feel like he is the exact same, you know, exact same thing as I did, I can't say that to him because I'm not as close to him as he is to me. You know what I'm saying?
Be offended.
So he would be very offended.
Exactly.
And probably wouldn't talk for a while.
Most people I could tell that I just don't think I'm like on a level.
Or at least I'm not the level anymore. I'm to the level enough where I saw it from you from a young age, and I know where you're at. Because I can think of two guys right now that we both know that I think are addicted alcoholics. And I can't say shit to them about it because I haven't been really good friends with them for about 3 years now since we graduated high school. But it started in high school. Them drinking to mask their pain, getting freaking smashed. Probably two of the most drunk guys you'll see at parties, man. Yeah. They get obliterated. They get drunk.
Yeah.
So when is it your place?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've never been in like a position where I needed to say that to someone. Or if I feel like if I think someone is, like, maybe I'm just a pussy for not even saying it. Maybe I overthink it too. Maybe we over fucking think. Oh, maybe I'm not close enough. If they're gonna get mad at you for fucking saying it, and like they want to not be friends with you for saying it, then fuck them, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess we should probably work. I honestly, like, I'm gonna personally work on that. I'm gonna fucking say it, bro. I'm gonna try to be as real as possible.
Straight up.
Get mad at me.
And I'll say it in a nice, respectful way, but like maybe you just ease into it. Maybe you just like joke around about it sometimes. Like, you know, if you don't really know you're that close yet, kind of test your waters of how close you are. Just be like, man, like, oh, another beer, huh? Like, what's that every day this week now, or something like that, and see how they respond. See if they get that, and if they kind of go like, yeah. Then they get irritated, like, okay, shit, we're not that close, and, you know, he doesn't want to talk about it. He goes, yeah, you know, maybe he's waiting for somebody. Maybe not even consciously, but maybe subconsciously he's waiting for someone to be like, bro, you got to cut that shit out. You got so much more to do. You got so much more potential. There's one guy, not a guy within the two guys that I'm with. Me and our buddies talk about it all the time that we think he was amazing. He was a really good dude, a really good athlete, very nice guy. We all thought he had a future for himself. And he started hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong things. And the dude is just not where it's at. Not where it's at. And I really wish I would have been the guy 2 years ago. I'm like, hey, buddy, you can't be hanging around these guys. You can't be doing what they're doing, bro. You can't be addicted to whatever they're doing, man. Like, they're addicted to this lifestyle that they're living, bro. You got so much more, man. You're a kind human being. You're a gentle human being. You're a great person.
You're fucking it up.
You got a lot more to do. You got a lot better things to
do. Yeah. I remember Kale told me this. I think it was just me and him. And he said, because you know how he used to be just a cranky motherfucker back in, like, 10th grade and shit?
Yeah, used to.
Just crazy. He used to. What up, Kale? Shout out, Kale. But like, okay, but I'm talking about like when he would come to school pissed, like already mad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He might still just a little bit till this day, but like it's Kale, whatever. He told me that Mason said to him one day, they were walking down the hall and Kale's like mad, doesn't even know why he's mad. Mason looks over at him and goes like, dude, just pick to fucking be happy or mad,
Yeah,
dude.
Jesus.
He's like, just fucking pick. He's like, either be fucking happy or be fucking mad. He's like, he said that Mason said, this life's way too fucking hard to be pissed the fuck off all the time. Just pick one. And Kale said that kind of opened his eyes up and why he was fucking crab ass for no reason.
Yeah, man. Again, I'm back. I think you can be addicted to your thoughts, man.
Mhm.
You're addicted. He was so used to it. He was so habitual in waking up being crabby.
Yeah.
F school, F life. And he just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Coming to the end of this episode and this evening. This is my first ever evening podcast.
My first ever podcast.
Your first ever podcast, Frank
Probably.
Baker. We're gonna follow up with 2 quotes at the end here, maybe tie them together and see what it brings into discussion here.
Let's get it.
Every form of addiction is bad. So there's one of your answers. No matter whether the narcotic be alcoholic, morphine, or idealism. So going back to your thought patterns and the way you think, any addiction is bad, man. If you decide to be a grump and you just decide to be a habitual addicted grump, or you decide to be a habitual addicted preacher, you know, someone who just tries to throw all their stuff onto somebody, whatever it is, bro. Cranky, mad, sad. Oh my God, how many people do we know are just addicted to being sad? God, they love it. They get good for 2 days and then they're back to just being sad. It's habitual. They're just so used to it. Addiction is just fearing change and fearing unpredictability. They just want everything to be so predictable.
Amen.
There are all kinds of addicts, I guess. We all have pain, and we all look for ways to make that pain go away. So that kind of ties into why do we think people are addicts, and I think honestly, besides well, there you go. I think our number one thing at the number one underlying cause of addiction is habitualness and habits. People just tend to do what we did yesterday. Just what we do. We just tend to do what we did yesterday, and a number one habit of all people is fearing change, fearing the unpredictability of life, and not knowing how to properly mask the pain. You know, it makes sense because you think about it, man. When kids had a lot of pain, they don't understand anything. They're always crying. They're always sad. They don't take drinks. They don't find smokes. They don't go watch TV. They don't eat food. It's within you to break that pain naturally. They just think it's or just change their mindset. It's like, oh, I'm not to be sad no more. When we lose that imagination, we gain a stronger consciousness of life. We become weaker and weaker. Honestly, in my opinion, we become weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until some people decide to take a higher route, but they find a faith or religion, or they find an ideology for themselves, a mantra for themselves to carry through life. But it's still, they wear that pain and carry that pain with them every day. I think pain is, the number 2 underlying cause of addiction.
For
weak.
sure. Number 2 or number 1?
Number 1 is the habitualness.
Okay.
But habitualness can even be the habitualness of pain and the fear of change.
Yeah, I guess like anything.
And the fear of
with addiction,
unpredictability.
It all kind of fucking wraps into itself.
It
really.
does. And we leech. We're weak, so we seek refuge in our addictions and our vices to make us escape from this reality.
Yeah.
It's not going to lead to long-term happiness. It's not. That's what this podcast is all about, is happiness and being addicted and doing the repeating cycle, the ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs and relapses and relapses. It's not going to lead to much better, but we're all addicted to something, right? We're all addicted to something. We just got to try to make them as good as we can or figure it out so it doesn't hurt us in the end. Well, thank you, Frankie, for coming here and sitting
Indeed.
down with me, man.
Thank you.
On
It
this
was a pleasure. It was
beautiful evening.
Fucking weird, different. Not
It's
used
a little
to this
different.
shit.
It's easy.
It's fun. I like
it's
to do
easy.
it again.
It's kind of cool. Kind of cool to hear yourself in the headphones. People don't understand how professional you sound.
Yeah, it feels cool.
That was cool.
I don't know if I killed it or if I was dumb, whatever. Like, it was fun. I
Chilling, man.
enjoyed
It's
it.
fun.
I'm
It's
glad
just,
I did
it's
it.
just a podcast, bud. It's just a podcast here to talk about addiction and talking about addiction versus misuse and versus dependency. And just remember, addiction has a lot to do with our habits. We tend to do today what we did yesterday. That's it.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, and thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Happy Campers Podcast, where we talked all about addiction, talked about what addiction means to us, what we struggle with addiction on our own, how we try to get through our own addiction, and just talked about, why we think we were addicted to those things in the first place. Again, if you guys enjoyed this episode or any of the other previous Happy Campers episodes, the best way to help me out is to either like this if you're watching this on YouTube, or give me a 5-star review on any podcasting platform that you are listening to this on. Overcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, whatever it is. Leave me a 5-star review. That'll help me out so much. You actually won't even understand. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Happy Campers. And like always, until next time, take care, guys.